Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're re-tackling a super common check engine light code that pops up on all sorts of cars. P0171, which stands for System 2 Lean Bank 1. It sounds complicated. But don't worry, we're going to break it down so you can understand what is happening with your car and how to approach fixing it. So, what does System 2 Lean even mean? Imagine your engine is like a campfire. To get a good, strong fire, you need the right mix of fuel and air. Too much wood and not enough air, and it's smoky. Too much air and not enough wood, and it burns weak and hot. Your engine is the same. It needs a very specific air-to-fuel ratio to run efficiently. FLU. The ideal ratio is about 14.7 parts of air to 1 part of fuel. When your car's computer throws a P0171 code, it's telling you that on bank 1 of your engine, it's detecting too much air or not enough fuel. It's running lean. Now, what's bank 1? Most engines with a V shape, like a V6 or V8, have 2 sets of cylinders, or banks. Bank 1 is always the side that contains cylinder number 1. You have a 4-cylinder engine, you only have 1 bank, so it will always be bank 1. So, your engine is getting too much air. What are the common culprits? The number 1 cause, and the first thing you should always check, is a vacuum leak. Think of all the hoses and gaskets that seal the air intake system. Over time, rubber and plastic get old, brittle, and crack. A tiny crack or a loose hose clamp can let unmetered air sneak into the engine after the mass airflow sensor. This extra air throws off the whole calculation, causing the lean condition. You can check for this by visually inspecting all the vacuum lines and the main air intake tube. You can even hear a hissing sound when the engine is running. A professional trick is to use a smoke machine, which fills the intake with harmless smoke and makes any leaks easy to spot as the smoke pours out. Another very common cause is a dirty or failing mass airflow sensor, or MAF sensor. This sensor is the gatekeeper. It measures the exact amount of air coming into the engine. If it's dirty, it can't measure correctly and will report less air than is actually entering. The computer then injects less fuel based on this faulty data, leading to a lean mix. You can sometimes clean a MAF sensor with a special cleaner spray, but be very careful as they are extremely delicate. If cleaning doesn't work, it might need to be replaced. What about the fuel side of the equation? If the system is perfectly sealed and the MAF sensor is good, then maybe you're not getting enough fuel. This could be due to a weak fuel pump that isn't providing enough pressure. Or it could be clogged fuel injectors that aren't spraying enough gasoline into the cylinders. A dirty fuel filter can also restrict flow. To diagnose this, you'd typically need a fuel pressure gauge to check if the pressure is within the manufacturer's specifications. Less common, but still possible, are issues with the front oxygen sensor, also called an air-fuel ratio sensor. This sensor's job is to sniff the exhaust and tell the computer how the air-fuel mixture is burning. If the sensor itself is old and slow to respond to, it might give faulty readings that trick the computer into thinking there is a lean condition when there is UNT. So, what are the symptoms you might experience besides the check engine light? You might notice your engine idling rough, poor acceleration, a decrease in fuel economy, and maybe even some hesitation or misfiring. If you ignore it, a lean condition can cause long-term damage. It makes the engine run hotter, which can damage the catalytic converter, pistons, and valves, all very expensive repairs. So, to recap, the diagnostic steps for a P0171 code. First, check for vacuum leaks. Inspect every hose and connection. Second, check and clean the mass airflow sensor. Third, consider the fuel system, check fuel pressure, and think about the fuel filter and injectors. And finally, if all else fails, look at the oxygen sensor. Fixing a P0171 can be as simple as tightening a hose clamp, or as complex as replacing a fuel pump. The key is to be systematic. Start with the easiest and most common causes first. If you're not comfortable working on your car, it's always a good idea to take it to a trusted mechanic. But now, at least you have the knowledge to understand what's going on under the hood. I hope this helps you demystify the P0171 code. If you found this video useful, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more car care tips. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.